Well, ready or not, the holiday season is here. That means lots of food, lots of family, some of which you may not like. The food, that is, the food, not the family. How we know. Just kidding, just kidding. No, welcome back to another edition of Meals from the Field. Joining me as always, the one, the only, the great Dr. Tracey Brigman. Good to see you, Tracey.
Good to see you.
And yes, we are doing holiday meals preparation for the big season that we're about to have, this huge stretch coming up.
Right. We always like the recipes. I don't, So anyway, yeah, we're gonna try to take some of our traditional Georgia fall produce and get those ready for the holidays. While I like traditional recipes, I always like to change it up a couple times too. So we're gonna start out with an apple pear cranberry compote. So pick your favorite Georgia Mountain apple, and you can do 2 apples instead of a pear. I chose to do one of each, but I start with, in this pot, I have a 1/2 cup of sugar and a 1/2 cup of apple juice, and I've boiled it until the sugar dissolves. And then I want to add, this is 1.5 cups of fresh cranberries, so if you want to, I can reach. I still have a bum arm that doesn't lift very well. I'm going to add that. Then this is a 1/4 of an orange that I zested, and that turned out to be about a heaping teaspoon of zest. And then I also juiced it, always zest first, then juice, and that's about 2 tablespoons of orange juice. Then I zested 1/2 a lemon, and that came out to be about a 1/2 teaspoon of zest, and then the juice from that 1/2 a lemon, which was about a tablespoon. Okay. I'm going to boil this until my cranberries burst. So you can see that the cranberries have burst. The skin is starting to pop open. So we're gonna add to that a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and then a 1/2 a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then here's where our apples and pears come in. So I peeled and chopped and cored 1 apple, your favorite kind, and 1 pear. I'm gonna pour that in here as well. Stir it up. And I'm gonna set the timer for 8 to 10 minutes. So I just inhaled that cinnamon. I'm gonna set my timer for 8 to 10 minutes, stirring occasionally, and I wanna cook it until my apples and my pear have softened. So when it's done, it's gonna look like this. Oh. And I wanna chill it before I serve it, but this compote I can use as in place of cranberry sauce with my meal. If you have leftover turkey sandwiches, it's a great condiment for your leftover turkey sandwich, or dessert, pour it over some ice cream, or breakfast the next day, it's a compote for your pancake.
Translation is very versatile.
Yeah, very, very versatile, delicious.
All right, next recipe, but don't put away those cranberries just yet.
That's right. Now we're gonna take some sweet potatoes that are in season and a holiday favorite, and we're gonna make them more holiday-ish, holiday-like.
Georgia sweet potatoes.
That's right, that's right. So what I did here, these are 4 large sweet potatoes that I boiled, covered for 30 minutes to make them tender. I left the peel on while they were boiling because that helps retain the nutrients and it keeps them from being waterlogged. So boil them 30 minutes till they got tender, and then I put them off to the side because I need to wait till they're cool to the touch. I then peeled it and sliced it in 1/4 to 1/2 inch slices. So once that's done, I'm gonna preheat my oven to 350 degrees. I greased a 2-quart baking dish, and we're gonna kinda make a layered lasagna type thing. This is a sweet potato cranberry bake. So I take my slices, I'm gonna take 1 layer. So if you wanna help me, we're gonna do 1 layer of sweet potatoes on the bottom. You may or may not use all of them that you sliced, just, do your best to, kinda like a jigsaw puzzle, fit things in. So my first layer of sweet potatoes is in, and then here I have 2 cups of cranberries. I only want to use half. So about half of the cranberries. It doesn't have to be perfect, but make sure you don't use all of them on this 1 layer. I'm gonna spread that out. And then this is a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Again, I only want to use half, so if you want to take a spoon and cut it in half, and then I would honestly use my fingers to kind of sprinkle it. Right. I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter right here. Again, I only want to do half, so you can then just, again, make your best judgment. And then we're gonna repeat that layer. So another layer of sweet potatoes, the rest of the cranberries, the rest of the brown sugar, the rest of the butter. So we have our 2 layers of cranberries and sweet potatoes, and then I have a 1/2 cup of orange juice that I'm gonna pour over the top. I'm then going to cover this with aluminum foil and bake it for 30 minutes. While it's baking, we're gonna make the topping. All right, so here I have a half a cup of chopped pecans I'm gonna put in a bowl. And this is a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And then I have a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then this is 3 tablespoons of cold butter that we're gonna cut in. Have you ever cut in butter? Have you ever made biscuits? So those of you at home probably have cut, if you've made biscuits, you've cut in butter. You can use a pastry blender, or you can use 2 knives in scissor fashion. Some people, if you're an expert biscuit maker, some people can actually cut in butter with their hands. You just need to make sure that it doesn't melt from the heat of your hands. I use a pastry blender because my hand doesn't function well right now. So you can see that we cut the butter in so they're about pea-sized or rice-sized pieces. Again, it needs to be good solid butter, so it needs to stay cold. Once my bake has come out of the oven after its 30-minute bake time, I'm going to sprinkle this topping on top. I'm gonna leave it uncovered, put it back in the oven, and bake it until it's brown, probably about 10 minutes. And when you're done,
Voila.
you will have this beautiful sweet potato cranberry bake, which is an excellent side dish for any holiday meal that you have.
Even the family you may not like, they'll be happy. And of course, you can find all these recipes by logging on to farm-monitor.com, scrolling up to the top of that page, clicking on that recipe section. Whether it's this recipe or others we have done in the past, everything is there for you in detail. And as always, we encourage everybody to try these. They're great, especially during the holiday season. This place smells like the holidays right now. So Tracey, thank you so much. Thank you. Happy holidays, and enjoy all the recipes.